Okay, this is the second take on Mama's Legacy video. We're picking up where we left off. It's you now.
I think we heard enough about my childhood.
Okay.
No, I mean my country childhood. Because when Mama and Papa got married, you know, they rented a little upstairs apartment and lived there, and I went and lived with them for a little bit. And then Papa worked right across the street. He was a blacksmith in a blacksmith shop. So, and then the World War II broke out, and he was drafted, and he had to go to war. And so Momo and I went back to my grandparents and lived there. And Momo would go back and forth to LaGrange and work, and sometimes she worked in Giddings. She did things. I don't know what it was. It was breaking eggs. I don't know what that is. I guess they were canning eggs and sending it to the servicemen. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. And then just during World War II, when he was stationed in Oklahoma, Momo went there for a while. And then when he was stationed in Colorado, she lived there, but I went there and went to school for 1 year. And I think I heard about I think I already told you about
You're skipping.
playing hooky.
Yeah.
And then one time he was stationed in California, and I went there for a visit, for maybe a summer or something. Didn't go to school there. And then, let's see, when the war was over, they moved to Dallas. Papa got a job. No, he at Moore Chevrolet, and it was a training program through the service that he was able to learn how to be a body mechanic. And so they lived there, and they lived in a house trailer, and that's where they met the Rachel and Floyd Gray.
Oh, okay.
So I got to go live with them there.
And how old were you?
11.
Okay.
I was 11. And then they went to school, Maple Lawn School. And then they bought a house in Cherrywood that was a block from the school. So I just walked to school. I was in there 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then I went to high school. I didn't have a junior high or anything. It was just
Primary school or
Yeah.
whatever they called it.
and just lived there. Went to school there. Made friends. Just
You
go
started
riding a bike and stuff with my friends. And then would walk to the movie theater, which was probably about a mile or so. And then I went to Crozier Tech High School in the 9th grade. And I guess the summer before that, I had got a job working. I was 14 or 15. I was 15 when we moved to Austin, so I was probably 14. Working in a counter at this drugstore, I guess it was. I can't remember, but I working behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
And my manager used to get drunk and play this one song over and over again.
What was it?
Now I can't remember what the song was. I thought I'd never forget what that song was. And then I think Papa made me quit.
Because of that, because of him. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was in high school. No, I went to, pardon me, made a mistake. 9th grade, I went to Baker's Middle School. Maybe in the 8th grade. Yeah, because it was in the 9th grade when I went to Tech High.
Mm-hmm.
I must have, maybe in the 7th and 8th grade, I was in Baker Middle School.
Okay.
Papa used to take me to school.
Oh.
The Tech High School was downtown. That was the only high school.
In Dallas?
Yeah.
One high school?
Unless there was some.
Wow.
No, that probably wasn't the only one. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long
ago.
time. And Papa would take me to school, and how did I get home? Probably took a bus.
Wow.
And in the middle of the 9th grade, moved to Austin.
Oh, how come?
Aunt Lean, Aunt Ella, and Aunt Annie both died.
Oh, okay.
One day and the other the next day.
Okay.
And so Mom and Papa wanted to come to be closer to my grandparents.
Okay. But they didn't want to live out there.
No, So,
Okay. I didn't never know that.
Yeah.
That's why, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ella died because she had cancer. And Aunt Annie, the next day, she died in childbirth.
Mm.
So, but anyway, then after that we moved to Austin. I went to, I think I'm getting mixed up.
You went to Austin High, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think I think Baker High School, junior high was in Austin.
But you didn't go to junior high in Austin, right?
Baker, junior high.
Weren't you already in high school, though, when you came to Austin?
Yeah, but that was through the 9th grade.
Yeah.
High school started the 10th grade
Oh, in Austin.
back then.
Oh.
So the 9th grade I went to Baker.
Okay.
And I must have stayed in Maple Lawn, but I went to Tech too.
Hmm.
I have no idea. That's been so long ago.
Yeah.
Didn't you go to McCallum?
That's where I graduated. But in Austin, I went to Baker in the 9th grade. Then on the 10th grade, I went to Austin High. And in the 11th grade, I was in Austin High. And then they built McCallum and Travis. And so I lived close to McCallum, so I went to McCallum and I graduated there first year.
Yeah. And Brad's dad went to McCallum. He was, what, 2 years younger than you? But y'all didn't know each other.
No, didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lived in Austin. And Ellen and Aunt Loney had found a house for us to rent. I think we stayed there a month. Papa they didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved to a house on North Loop. And I don't know how long we were there. And see, I was then about 16, I was 15. I was still in 9th grade. And that summer, Momo and I went to work at this dime store down in downtown Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And we would take the bus. I was working behind the counter, the soda fountain counter, the lunch counter. and she worked in the other part of the store. It was like a big dime store.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was just finished the 9th grade. And that's when I met your dad.
That summer between 9th and 10th grade.
Yeah.
You were a soda jerk? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
That's what
soda
you
jerk.
said.
Made sandwiches,
Yeah.
maybe made a hamburger.
Okay.
That's just child, Cindy.
So that's when you met Daddy that summer?
Yeah,
Oh. And he was working downtown construction, right?
yeah.
The alarm will keep going off.
Sorry. I could move it.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm by. Yeah, squeeze through.
But anyway,
So that's how you met Daddy.
mhm.
How'd that go? Tell us about that meeting.
Well, he kept coming in there and wanting coffee. He worked for construction. They were building a hotel or something across, just about a block down the street, closer to the Capitol building.
You know what hotel it is?
No, I don't
Okay.
remember. I don't know if I ever knew.
Okay.
But anyway, he kept coming in there. And, what's her name? Trying to think of my boss's name. And anyway, she knew Papa. She knew your dad before I did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but she did.
So she knew.
She finally told him to get out of there.
Oh, really?
He was taking up too much of my time. All I did was give him coffee, but
Was he talking to you and stuff or something?
he probably did a little bit, but he kept coming in there, and I just didn't pay much attention to him.
Oh, really? As good looking as he was, you wasn't paying any attention to him?
I was working. And then he came in there one day with his cousin.
Oh.
She worked at Lucille. She worked in the other part of the store.
Oh, she worked there too. Okay.
And
I never heard that.
yeah, and she was about 2 years older than him.
And very
She
pretty.
very pretty.
Beautiful.
She was very pretty, and I turned around and there he was with her. Made me jealous.
That's why I did it.
So, yeah. So then after that, I started going with him.
He asked you out.
I guess probably did. You know, I don't know. I know. One time we just walked all the way from downtown to North Austin off of North Loop Boulevard.
Oh my goodness.
We walked home. And then I guess he walked back to East Austin.
Golly.
Because I think the bus service, by the time he left, the bus service wasn't working anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Bobo didn't take you home?
You know, he might have. I don't remember. But you don't walk that anymore.
No, heck no. Probably wasn't even good back then from the things he had talked about, but
That's what constituted a date back then.
Juanice and I used to walk around all over there on a Sunday afternoon.
yeah.
Yeah. We lived on North Loop, then we moved to Gennard Street. And when we lived there, I was going with your dad. And he came over, he borrowed a motorcycle from one of his friends. And came over there and was going to take me wherever we were going to go on a motorcycle. And Papa said, no. He said, you can use my car. He wouldn't let me go on the
I
motorcycle.
don't blame him. Yeah.
So, but I guess we just drove around. When he got a car, just drove around. I know we would go to Giddings sometime, I guess to see my grandparents. He'd go to the family reunions with us. I'd go with him. And see, well, I imagine you want to know what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see what we did mostly. Went to the cheap drive-in to watch movies. I know that. And there were some more drive-ins, but mostly it was the cheap that was right close to the house.
Mm-hmm. We used to go there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one time Lucille and her friends had a wiener roast
Mm-hmm.
way out 2222 off of Bull Creek, and we drove out there, and they asked us to come, so we went. That's when we went to City Park, and I know sometimes his friends would go too.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of his guy friends they'd go to. It was walk around there. It wasn't really a park anymore. It was just, then,
Yeah.
yet.
Just yeah.
So, didn't go swimming or anything, just went there and walked around.
Mm-hmm.
He took me to what was Hamilton Pool before it was Hamilton Pool.
I think there's some pictures.
I think the
yeah.
guy must have known the guy because he let us in. It was a private property.
That's cool. I've never been to Hamilton.
There was some stairs to go up and they were rickety.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a neat little place.
Yeah. That's neat.
He wanted to show me that. One time, over off of Barton Springs Road, we walked around up there. It was close to where we had our wedding reception.
Oh.
I have pictures of it
Yeah, I
up in
think-
the rocks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Go see Mr. and Miss Tinney. Be with some of his friends. There's always some guys.
Jake.
Sometimes. Louis McKean, I remember that name. Don't know who else. He had a couple other friends.
None of your girlfriends.
No? Just hung around with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then a lot of times he was just staying at the Mr. and Miss Tinney's house because that's where he was living
Mm-hmm.
and working on his car
Mm.
because he worked nights
Oh, okay.
at the bakery when we got married.
Okay. Yeah, I remember going.
Yeah. So during the day he would work on his car. So he'd call me.
So when he proposed, I don't think we've ever heard that. How'd that go? Where were y'all with?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Wasn't some big to do.
No, because we had planned it. It was just the year before we got married, after we'd been going together a couple of years. Been going together a couple of years, so
Mm-hmm.
I really don't remember. It was just probably we talked about it, and
Yeah.
it was no proposal. It was
He had
just,
like come with a ring and ask you or anything. No. Okay.
It was just a fact.
It's terrible. I don't remember.
No, I mean, maybe that's why we never heard. There was nothing to hear.
They didn't have anything to discuss, anything to ask. It was just a fact they were gonna get married.
It was just assumed that was gonna happen.
It was a fact. We're gonna get married. Cause,
Yeah.
as Papa said, I had to finish high school. I couldn't get married before then, so
Yeah.
I finished high school, and then we got married
Right away. I mean, because you got married in June of '54.
Yeah, he went to church. Papa got him to go to church.
Before y'all got married.
Yeah, he says, and to take confirmation to see if he likes it. You know, if he doesn't like it, that's okay. At least try. And he liked it. He agreed with everything,
Mm-hmm.
and so he got confirmed first part of June.
What about? Didn't he get baptized too? then?
No, he was already baptized.
He was already baptized.
His relatives were Baptist. You know he got baptized.
Okay. I didn't know. You know.
He was in a Baptist children's home.
Okay. Okay. So he took confirmation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then I graduated. And then we got married. All in the same month.
No lollygagging around for y'all.
No? Why?
Don't want to waste time.
We'd been going together for a long time, so.
Yeah.
Y'all were probably more mature than people our generation were at that age. And especially than people this generation that age.
Well, they were both working already.
Yeah. So then y'all got married.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to keep going or do you want to?
No, that's all right.
Okay. So next time we're gonna pick up from right after you and Daddy got married.
Okay. Let me get my notes straightened out here.
All right. All right.
So you can remember?
Say bye bye.
Bye-bye.